Hello everybody and welcome to day one of spoiler season for Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. My name is Stefan, coming to you from the General Warfare headquarters right here in my studio apartment. So this is a giant change up from what I'm normally used to doing, especially at the end of these set reviews. I usually go through all the commander options. Today is no different. I'm not going to be going through every single card that's been spoiled today because we'd be here forever. I just want to go over 12 of the most notable ones that came out in the set today, and we have 12 really fun cards to go through, so let's get started, shall we? So first up is Purple Worm. It's an 8/7 for 5 green, and the spell costs 2 less to cast if a creature died this turn. It has Ward 2. So I'm wondering if Ward is going to be replacing Hexproof for the time being. Nonetheless, if a creature died this turn, you can have an 8/7 on the field for 5 mana effectively. It's not amazing, but the possibility of having an 8/7 on turn 5 is pretty scary. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Prosperous Innkeeper. For 1 and a green for a 1/1 halfling citizen, when it enters the battlefield, you create a treasure token. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So this is amazing for any Blink and ETB decks that have green in its color identity. It's an automatic put-in, especially whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you're gaining 1 life. Whenever it comes into play, you're getting a creature token. So other decks that have ETBs as their main strategy are very much going to profit off this card. Next, we're going to be taking a look at Minion of the Mighty. A 0/1 for 1 red, Cobalt with Menace. And it has the unique ability called Pack Tactics. Whenever it attacks, if you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, you may put a dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. So it's really, really good. Consider this, you can consider this in your Dragon's Matter deck, considering whenever it attacks, it doesn't have to deal combat damage. It just has to attack with creatures that total up to 6 power. You just put down one of your big scary dragons like the Dragon. Yeah, you just put down the Dragon, you're swinging for a bunch of damage. Next, we're taking a look at the Tarask. Now, this is a creature I was very, very intrigued about seeing what is going to be on it. For 6 green, legendary dinosaur, whenever the Tarask enters the battlefield, if it was cast, it gains haste and ward 10, which means that it's going to be extremely protected. Whenever it attacks, it fights target creature defending player controls. Now, sure, if you're playing like Graveyard Recursion and stuff like that, you're not going to be getting the ward or you're going to be getting the haste. However, it's still an amazing commander, especially if you're going to be playing mono green, where the color that has the most ramp and the fastest ramp is going to be played in. I would definitely, if this is not out of budget, I am very much going to consider making this into a Brewing We're $50 episode. So stay tuned with that, and we'll see what the price of the Tarask will be. Next, we're taking a look at Xanathar Guild Kingpin. This is one of the first cards that's been spoiled today for 4 blue, black for a 5/6 Beholder. First time we've ever seen a Beholder in Magic. At the beginning of your upkeep, you choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can cast spells. You can't cast spells, I should say. You may look at the top card of their library anytime. You may play the top card of the library, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast spells this way. So this is basically Send Triplets Light, where Send Triplets, you're taking over an entire player's turn. They're not allowed to activate abilities or cast spells, and you get to play every single card from their hand. Except with Xanathar, is a bit nerfed in that respect. It's 1 color less. You're playing off their top decks, and you can basically mana fix itself. So with Send Triplets, you have to have mana fixing or mana rocks to fix yourself. With Xanathar, you can spend mana of any color to cast spells from the top of their deck. And it's really good because they can't even cast spells during your upkeep, during your turn, I should say. Next, we are looking at the Owl Bear, which is a 4/4 for 5 bird bear creature with trample and has the unique ability Keen Sense. When Owl Bear enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Again, this is a really good and easy Blink ETB fodder for card draw, because you could just keep bouncing it back to your hand and keep drawing extra cards from the Owl Bear itself. I know the card it spoiled was in French, so it's pronounced Ours Ibu. That is how it's pronounced in French, but Owl Bear is pretty much the English translation, and that's how we're going to be talking about it. Next, we're looking at Icing Death Frost Tyrant. So, with Icing Death, 4 mana, 2 white for a 4/3 legendary dragon with flying and vigilance. When it dies, you create Icing Death Frost Tongue, a legendary white equipment artifact token with equipped creature gets +2/+0. Whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls and equip 2. Now, I'm not gonna lie with you, I don't find this card really great. I don't see this being a very played commander itself. Maybe you could throw this in a equipments or artifacts matter deck as part of the 99, but I don't see this as a standalone commander that will do a lot of great things. Next, we're going to be looking at the Black Staff of Waterdeep. It's a 1 blue mana legendary artifact, and you may choose not to untap the Black Staff during your untap step. It has the unique ability Animate Walking Statue. For 1 in the blue and tap it, another target non-token artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature for as long as the Black Staff of Waterdeep remains tapped. Activate only as a sorcery. Now, it's an interesting card. I don't have much of an opinion on it. I do want to see it in some constructed decks to get a very good grasp of how this would work ultimately. Next, we're going to look at the Gelatinous Cube for 2 black for a 4/3 ooze. It has 2 unique abilities, I should say. The first is Engulf. When it enters the battlefield, you exile target non-ooze creature an opponent controls until gelatinous cubes leave the battlefield. You can exile it from the board, which for 4 mana, exiling stuff in black, you don't see too often. I don't remember really the last time that there was a 4 mana black spell that exiles stuff. And the other unique ability is Dissolve. For X and a black, you put target creature card with mana value X exiled with Gelatinous Cube into its owner's graveyard. So you can even return the card if you see fit. I don't really see how this is going to be beneficial to you, the Dissolve ability. Let me know in the comments how you feel Dissolve is going to work. But yeah, I don't see this being an amazing ability for Commander. The third to last card we're going to be looking at is Circle of Dreams Druid. It's a 2/1 for 3 green mana elf druid that taps to add green for each creature you control. So if you guys aren't already familiar with what Gaeda's Cradle or Ithlamok Cradle of the Sun, basically these are some of the more expensive cards that let you have the exact same ability, except this is on an elf body. A lot of people I've apparently found out don't like this card because it's only an elf. However, in Elf Ball, this is just insane. You have, especially with a lot of 1 green mana elves, with Circle of Dreams Druid, you can easily go infinite with this card. This card is really fucking broken. It's extremely powerful and it is an easy combo piece with Umbral Mantle and 4 other creatures. So you don't even need a big board. You just need maybe 4 other creatures with Umbral Mantle and you're gonna go infinite with the untap and tap abilities and then just use an X spell to kill your opponents and such. The penultimate card we are going to be looking at in today's video is Werewolf Pack Leader. So for 3/3 for green human werewolf with the unique ability Pack Tactics. Whenever the Pack Leader attacks, if you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, draw a card. And for 3 and a green until end of turn, Werewolf Pack Leader's has base power and toughness 5/3, gains trample, and isn't a human. So I've already seen Josh Lee Kwai and Joe Magliano already look at this card and say this is an extremely good 2-drop. I happen to agree with them. This is a very excellent 2-drop, especially with having you net extra cards from attacking with 6 other creatures. It already had nets half of that requirement just being a 3/3. But the second ability being a 5/3 and trample, really solid stuff. I would definitely put this in a lot of green decks that have combat matters strategies in its tactics. And the last card we're going to look at today is Ebondeath Dracolich. A 5/2 for 2 and black, legendary zombie dragon with flash, flying. It enters the battlefield tapped, and you can cast Ebondeath Dracolich from your graveyard if its creature not named Ebondeath Dracolich died this turn. I love this card. This is just an amazing card. I think I've already mentioned to you, I don't know how many times already, how much I love Flash in every deck. Having black Flash, you can easily just play this on somebody's end step, have it come into play tapped, and then on your untap step, it untaps, it'll be able to attack. 5 damage for 4 mana. It's really solid stuff. You can't really get any better than that, I personally find. And those are some of the most notable cards that come out from day one of spoiler seasons for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Let me know from you guys. Are you guys excited from these spoilers? Do you want to pick up a box, or how do you guys feel with all the spoilers for the new D&D Magic crossover set? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, you can follow me on TikTok. That's where I'm going to be posting all my reactions to every single one of the spoilers. And as always, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are the other options to get in touch with me. I'm going to be posting every day of spoiler season with all the most notable cards I find that'll be really good in Commander. And, well, today's day one. I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, cheers, everybody.